All right, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, welcome back to another episode of wow, let's restart.
Oh my
That
god, oh
was
my god,
terrible.
oh my
I forgot the
god,
name
oh
of
my
that
god, oh my
show.
god, it's over, it's
It's
over.
over.
Turn it
It's
off,
over. We
power
just
cycle
started.
your computer.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Double Kick Bonus Level. My name is Patrick Sawyer. With me, as always, my illustrious co-host. He
Ooh,
writes, he
mhm,
sings, he
mhm,
poets, he
mhm.
binds books. Uh, I can't think of any other expletives for him. His name is Terry Thompson. Terry,
I live, I breathe, change my socks every now and then. Yeah, what's up, Pat? How's it going?
it is gone. How are you?
I'm doing well. My camera seems to be going in and out of focus depending on whatever it feels like doing. So if you and or the viewers see my hand go up every now and then, that's me like trying to force it into focus. Other
Okay,
than that, I'm doing very well. We're
that's
recording
good.
a little later
That's
than we
very good.
usually do, so like the sun is
Yeah.
down and it's nice and
Hmm.
cool outside. It's pretty good.
It's a nice little ambiance we got going on. It's a
Yeah,
nice little
absolutely.
ambiance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the warmer weather we're having right now.
For sure, for sure. I would like it to stick around 70s though. I'm not a huge fan of the summer.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Once you get too high
Well,
up there, it's gross.
I'm a bigger guy and you sweat when you exist as a bigger
Mhm.
guy and it's not fun. It's not
No, no,
fun.
no. I get it, I get it. Do you use, like, antiperspirant deodorant, or do you try to stick with the non-aluminums?
I got to tell you straight up Terry, I don't know the difference. I really I'm I'm 28 years old. I'm going to be 29 at the end of this month. Like antiperspirant, regular deodorant. I really just know like gel versus like non-gel.
Mhm.
And to another extent, I don't care. You know what I mean? Does it smell good? Does it make me smell good? That's kind of all I'm here for.
That's kinda all you need, right?
That's kind
You
of all
know,
you need. That's the whole
I don't
point.
I don't wanna expose you, Pat, but
Mhm,
on a
mhm,
recorded episode of our podcast,
mhm.
do you still use the three-in-one shower gel?
I do not. I do not. I have
Okay.
switched to Dr. Squatch.
Nice, okay.
No, not a paid sponsor, but we'd love to be.
Yeah, but we could, so
Yeah, you know.
I've got no
But
morals.
I do use shampoo and conditioner, like the
Okay.
combined shampoo conditioner,
Ah, you're just
only
like Dan.
because only because that's all I could find.
What are you talking
You
about?
bro, that's all I we shop at Walmart pretty exclusively. Shout out Walmart, another another possible sponsor.
Yeah, I got no morals.
I got no world. Um, yeah, I can't find like just straight up shampoo
I
for
don't think
men.
I don't think you're telling the truth. What are you talking about? I
I'm
buy
so
shampoo
serious.
I buy shampoo and conditioner at Walmart. It's there.
Like separately?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Are you buying the men's or are you buying like women's?
I'm just I mean, I'm buying them gender neutral, I guess. I don't know.
Mm,
Do you
see,
do you need your shampoo to say for men's on it?
if it doesn't smell like a tree, then yeah, it's not for me. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's all right. Whatever, man. I don't know. I I got textured hair, so maybe my products are a little more
Mm,
a little
mm,
more specified, but I
yeah,
think
yeah.
shampoo and conditioner is gender neutral, so you can buy the ones that's,
I mean,
don't have for
that's fair.
who.
I'm losing my hair, so that might explain why that's happening.
And
Um,
honestly, it might not even matter in a couple years.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I do
yeah.
buy beard and face wash
Okay.
from Target. I buy
Mhm.
the good stuff. So I've been taking care of the beard
Mhm.
probably more than I take care of my hair, which again is just like at this point for me, I feel like it's a lost cause.
Sure, yeah, you're putting all your, points into beard and
Putting
instead of
all
hair.
the eggs in this basket, you
All
know
the
what I
eggs,
mean?
and it's paying off.
It's paying off. I
It's
think
paying
so.
off. You've had
Thank
that
you.
beard, for the viewers and the listeners, you've had that
Mhm,
beard on your face right there since,
mhm,
like,
mhm.
sophomore year of high school, maybe?
I was gonna say, like, and it's so funny to look back at pictures from high school when I thought, like, "Wow, this is a beard," and, like, it didn't truly start growing like this and getting, like,
Mhm.
the length that it has until, like, probably I was 21, 22.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And it's just kind of been growing ever since.
That's
And
you're
now it's
so
weird when I
lucky.
don't have one,
Yeah. When you accidentally shave a little too close down and you gotta take it
and then
off.
I gotta just reset, and then you total reset. People call me Baby Patrick when I go into work.
Sure.
It is what it is.
Yeah, dude, you got the lucky genes because I don't even have that much of a beard. It's kinda just, like, under the
Mhm.
chin stuff, and that didn't start growing in until, like, dude, I was, like, 25 or something, so, like, 3 years ago or something like that, so, I don't know what was happening, but
Yeah.
shoot, shoot.
I feel like you could pull off goatee, you know
Dude,
what I
you know
mean?
what? If the mustache and beard wanted to connect, I could definitely pull off goatee, and it's so weird because, like, I
You have such a
um
full mustache.
I know, it's so full, like, and this part right here is full, like, right
Yeah.
under the chin, so,
Mhm.
like, if it just,
It just
pushed a
came
little
down.
harder, just pushed a little harder, man, I don't
Mhm.
know what's going
Mhm.
on. I think it's, like, my mom and my dad's genes, like, conflicting, I don't know what's happening. Ugh,
You know?
anyway,
Anyway. Uh, what is new in the world of video games and beyond? Um, big big stuff happening around the globe.
mhm,
Obviously, stuff with tariffs still continuing to make headlines.
not having a great time.
Um, not having a great time. The
Mm-mm.
biggest thing that I've seen this week, and I sent it to you and Dan in our Discord, Xbox has announced that they are upping their prices
Mhm.
for not just their consoles, but for a lot of their accessories and stuff. What what is your take on this? What do you think this is a result of? Are we thinking just tariffs, or are we thinking we're back at capitalism again?
It's always capitalism. I'm
Mhm,
not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm an expert on
sure.
all things logistics and pricing wise, but I do listen to a lot of other podcasters and a lot of actual like industry professionals. So I listen to this guy, his name's Jeff Grubb, formerly on the Bombcast, like Giant Bombcast. And he explains things really well. The way he puts it is like, there was the the consoles themselves, so like the Xbox Series X, the
Mhm,
PS5, those going up in price, he says is like 100% due to tariffs in the
okay,
US. And the way he explains it with the software is these companies, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they'll use any excuse to up these prices, and it was just a
right,
matter of time.
right.
Nintendo was the first one to pull the plug and say, you know what, I know we spent a year or two at the new maximum of 70, but why not up it to 80? Why not up it to 90?
So, you know, I'm so glad you're talking specifically about games a second, because my first thought, and of course, like tariffs is probably part of the blame at the very least, but a lot of it is corporate greed. Because there was instantly a part of me that saw this and went, "Oh, Microsoft looked at Nintendo's announcement for the Switch 2, and they were like,
Mhm,
'We're not gonna let Nintendo be the ones setting the standard.
mhm.
We if they're charging $80 a game, we can certainly charge $80 a game.'"
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And we're we're recording this usually a week before I actually post it. And
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised that in this week between recording and posting, Pat, Sony will come out with something and be like, all right, our turn,
For sure,
$80
for sure.
games. So they
So
announced, go ahead.
I have a list here of just some of the increases in price quick, and I just want to go over them.
Yeah, please.
Um, Xbox Series S, 512 gigs, from 299 to 379
Mhm.
for the 1 terabyte, 349 up to 429. So like they're upping everything like an $80 increase.
Mhm.
You've got controllers going up $10. You've got the headset going up $10. And like, I don't know about you, and I don't know, how deep into the weeds some people get. How many people are out here buying the official Xbox wireless headsets?
Ah, man, that's a good question. I mean, I'm sure a good amount of people, they
$120?
yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe there's a lot of console gamers out there, and I think some Xbox headsets can like work with PC as well. Not all of them, but I think some. So
But see, for me, why not just get a regular set of headsets? Why do you
the
need the Xbox ones?
the Xbox headsets, they pair really easily with, like, an Xbox themselves, so they
Sure,
connect via, like, I don't know the official licensed word for it, but, like, you know how you connect your headsets via Bluetooth to your PC?
sure,
It's a different
sure.
kind of, like, radio wavelength or something to make it really easy. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's kinda just they work together a lot easier.
But you could use regular ones, or is
Um
it harder to do?
I think you can. I think you can just plug something into, like, the controller.
Mhm.
Not too sure, I don't
I was gonna
use
say,
I'm not the
this
headset
is a lot of
expert.
ignorance on my end.
No, I
So
mean, shoot, I mean, I don't know everything either, so if we don't know, we don't know.
right.
I know those price increases suck though, either way,
Well, that's what I mean.
I'm saying.
Um,
Yeah, keep going though, I wanna hear more.
no, I mean, I just it's crazy to me that we're seeing this happen in real time, and again, like we talked about earlier, it just kind of feels like a response to Nintendo in a way that, like, if they waited another couple weeks, they could have like argued like, "Oh no, this is just kind of like a natural thing." This is coming like a week or two after the Nintendo announcements, so it's like it feels disingenuous to say the least,
Mhm. Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just disappointing.
absolutely. It's disappointing. It's disappointing that this is the world that we're in. It's disappointing that we have a madman in charge of our country right now and kind of just doing whatever he wants with whatever. I'm not it's our podcast. We're pretty liberal here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
nothing
sure.
to hide. Yeah, we have someone crazy in charge and doing crazy things, and it's like, I don't blame. I mean, I'm not gonna defend a company out here, a billion-dollar company, but it's
Right,
like
right.
it's there are so many things up in the air that it's like, of course, Microsoft, PlayStation, Nintendo are gonna up their prices. Like all these units are coming from China,
Mhm.
some are from Vietnam as well. But the
Yeah.
places that are getting hit the most with the tariffs currently.
Mhm.
Um, and I know there were some exceptions made, like, in these tariffs for like, like phone developers or like certain chips and like phones and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
consoles were not in that exception pool. So, if they don't up their prices, they're going to be selling them at a loss. And usually Nintendo out of the big 3 is the only company out of those 3 that don't sell their consoles at a loss, Pat. So I'm not sure if you know this,
Right,
but
right.
Microsoft and Sony, they sell their consoles at a loss because they'll
Mhm.
make that money down the line through software and stuff like that.
Sure,
But
sure.
Nintendo, that's why the Switch never went down in price.
Right.
They don't sell their consoles at a loss. But I've heard that this is the first time because they announced that price kind of before tariffs hit.
Mhm.
Um, and now that they're sticking with that price, they're finally gonna be, like, losing out on some money per Switch console because of said tariffs and stuff like
Right.
that. Um, and, I like I said, I'm not gonna defend a big company. It's just crazy times, man. I don't really know what to
I
say.
mean, right. Like, to your point, yeah, I don't want to sit here and defend the billionaires, but like at the end of the day, they're going to protect their investment. They're going to
Mhm,
do what they can to make sure their profits don't go down this quarter or, this year, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, consumers are the ones who suffer the consequences.
Yeah, we
And
pay
I
the
feel
price.
like, especially with this administration and everything going on, like people are, I think, finally starting to realize that. Um, too little, too late. But I don't know. I don't know. It's a lesson in economics for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. That might be another episode, where you
Hmm.
teach me about things, honestly. I can go on and on about how I hate the current state of things, but I don't know if this is that kind of podcast. I mean, it definitely could
Right.
be if we
It
wanted to
it
be it.
could be, but you know, we try to keep it light here.
Right, that might be the bonus, level, the secret level. That's secret level.
Secret level.
Secret level. Pat and Terry just complain about everything for 2.5 hours.
You know?
I bought this, side note, I went
Hmm,
to the gas station before this by my house, and, like, how
sure.
Cokes always have, like, the names on them now and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I wanted to
Mhm,
get one that had name on it that had something to do with either you or me. I couldn't find your
mm,
name or my name, but I
okay.
found your sister's name.
Aw,
So I'm like,
cute.
might as well get that one.
Might as well get it.
I don't think that, like, doxes you or your family or anything by
No,
showing your
no, it's
sister's name on
yeah,
camera.
it's fine.
Anywho, sorry about that.
We're recording at night. This is such we're in a silly, goofy mood,
Just
you
two silly
know?
gooses right now in front of our
Still
cameras.
just 2 silly geese just talking about games and the economy.
Oh, what a funny time.
Yeah. Um, I honestly, I don't have much in the way of, like, current events or anything. Do you have anything else that you wanted to
I
bring up here?
I talked about it last episode with Dan, so it's probably gonna be posted before this comes out. So the viewers and listeners will already hear me complaining about it, but Pat, there are too many good games coming out at the same
Mm.
time right now.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
won't speak too much about it, but it's just some good games. I'm playing through a game called Claire Obscure Expedition 33 currently, Pat.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
it's a really cool game. It's a turn-based game, kinda in the vein of like a Final Fantasy. The world is like really, really cool. It's a French development team made up of like 30 people or something like that. Ex Ubisoft, a lot of ex Ubisoft staff. And there's talks of it being game of the year already. And it's not like a
Wow.
triple A, like anything
Yeah,
like that. I mean, it looks triple A, it looks gorgeous, but it's not. It's
sure.
like made by 30 people. Um, then there's the Oblivion remaster, which was
Mm,
like I'm gonna play
mhm.
through. God, man, I'm still trying to get through my Zelda retrospective. There's just so many
Oh,
things, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude,
How's
it's a
the
lot.
Zelda retrospective going? What game are you on?
Good, good. So I'm playing 2 at once right now because I really wanted to get to Twilight Princess. So I'm playing
Mm,
through Twilight Princess as well as, Minish Cap at the same time. So I'm kinda just, like, bouncing
okay.
back and forth between those 2. I figure like a 2D and a 3D, I can play both of those at the same time, and it's
Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
fine.
they're different enough.
Yeah. It's such a good problem to have.
It is.
First of all, I mean, we love indie developers succeeding, so that's really cool. But Oblivion is something I wanted to talk to you about. So, I Terry, more than anyone in the world, I think you've bought Skyrim.
Mhm.
I what 10 times, something
Let's do
like that.
again, I talked about this with Dan, and I didn't go through every single one. So can I try and map out
Oh,
every time I bought it real quick?
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
fantastic, thank you. So my first instance of Skyrim
Hmm.
was Xbox 360 when it first launched.
Hmm.
So I didn't buy it, it was a Christmas gift, but I received it. So
Sure,
that was the only time I received it and then didn't buy it. So Xbox 360
that's
once,
one.
and
Will
then
count.
I bought it again for PlayStation 4. So that's another one.
Hmm.
And then I bought the Legendary Edition for PlayStation 4. No, 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 no. That was the Legendary Edition. Okay, so one Xbox
Just the
360,
two. Okay.
so it's a 2, and then I bought the base version on Steam,
Okay.
and then I bought the Legendary version on Steam.
Okay.
And then I bought it's kind of an upgrade, but I'm gonna count it anyway. I bought the anniversary upgrade for Steam. Um,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then I
Is that the one where
put
you fish?
yes, that's the one that adds fishing. And then I bought it for Xbox One. This was prior to the Steam, so I bought it for Xbox One,
Mhm, mhm.
and then I bought it for Nintendo Switch
So 7 times.
7 times.
And that's does that even count, like, times you've, like, modded it and things like that, or
No, those are like add-ons, so, that's
okay,
but
okay.
it does like, the mods add a make it a whole new different game, but anyway, that's just a silly little
Mhm.
thing. Oblivion, yes, Oblivion.
So, yeah, so, okay. Having loved Skyrim this much, I've heard from other people who have started playing Oblivion that it's hard for them to kinda get into because they're kind of expecting Skyrim again,
Mhm.
and it's not the same. I mean, obviously, a lot of, like, the world building and the, like, mechanics are the same, but, like, talk to me a little bit about the Oblivion experience, Terry.
Yeah, so the lore is there, the world is there.
Mhm.
It's set 300 years before Skyrim, but, like, all the
Okay.
races are there, the big cat people, the big lizard people, all the Daedric princes, which are like the demons. And then you'll be familiar if you played Skyrim and you jump into this, you'll be familiar with the world. But Pat, it's what's interesting about this game is it's at its core, like it's two engines running at the same time, technically. So the
Mhm.
visuals and the prettiness of the game is Unreal Engine 5, but that is layered on
Okay.
top of I don't know what it was called, but the original Oblivion engine. So it's the bones and the nervous system of the original Oblivion game, which
Yeah.
means it still handles like that old Oblivion game. It's still kind of
Mhm.
awkward like it. Combat is kind of the same. It's wonky, it's weird. But with Unreal Engine 5 layered on top of it to make it look pretty. And there are some
Yeah.
quality of life changes. So yeah,
Yeah.
if it's it's not Skyrim. It
Mhm.
handles
Mhm.
like so Skyrim came out in 2011, Oblivion came out in 2006. So that's what, 5 years? 7, 8, 9, 10,
Yeah.
yeah, 5 years beforehand. It handles like a wonky launch Xbox 360 game. But
Okay. Okay.
it's charming. It's charming. I like the world. I love the world. I love the Elder Scrolls world and lore. But yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't play like Skyrim. It's weird. It's just a weird
Hmm.
little game, man. But it's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of clips online of, like, they still have some of, like, the dialogue in it that, like, people messed up the dialogue, but they just kept it in the game,
Yeah,
and then
dude.
now they've kept it in the remaster. It's really great.
It's so funny. Yeah, they kinda, like, stuck to the essence of it. So there's, like you said, the wacky dialogue. There are some just, like there are bugs in it that you can still, like,
Mhm.
trigger from the original game that are in here.
Yeah.
It's just it's a love letter, and if, there are some people that say that Oblivion was their favorite Elder Scrolls, and those
Right.
people are living it up right now, so,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm loving it, but I'm definitely liking it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mhm.
I, similar to you, Terry, this year is a big year for movies
Yeah,
and
tell me
TV
about it.
shows, but more movies. Right now, the as we're recording this, this is the weekend premiere of the Thunderbolts for
Mhm.
Marvel. Big time to be a nerd. Big time to be like a comic book nerd. I have not seen the movie yet. Our friend Shots has already seen it, of course.
Sure, of
He
course.
probably is going to see it for a second time tonight at some point.
Absolutely.
Um, we are hoping to see it at some point, maybe this week or coming week. It all
Mhm.
depends. Um, in July, there is the new Fantastic Four movie coming out around the same time as the new Superman movie.
Oh, Jesus.
So there's a lot of like Barbenheimer like comparisons. I don't know if
Uh-huh.
it's really gonna hit that level.
Mhm.
Personally, I'm most excited for the new Superman movie just because it's directed by James Gunn, and I don't think I've ever seen a James Gunn movie I didn't like. And
Interesting.
Superman's such an iconic character too that it's like I'm really interested to see this take on it because I like the trailer so far. It looks good. It's got crypto, big
Oh my god, the
crypto guy.
dog. Oh,
Got
bro.
the dog.
Mhm. I wanna touch on so many points that you just,
Yeah, yeah.
brought up. So I'm gonna start with Superman. because that's
Hmm.
the freshest one.
Mhm.
First of all, shout out the Crypto the Dog TV show, amazing.
Shout
I
out.
mean, the TV show,
Oh,
amazing. Uh,
Crypto the
I'm
Wonder
s-
Dog.
I'm so curious, probably the same as you, like how
Mhm.
James Gunn is going to take this version of Superman
Yeah. Yeah.
as opposed to Man of Steel.
Whew. Yeah. Do we got
How would you?
time?
Yeah, oh, we got
We
time.
got
This is our
time?
podcast. Like, this, we got,
Oh,
this is our
buddy. So, okay. I I don't hate Zack Snyder. I wanna start by saying that. My man has a distinctive style. I really liked like Watchmen, like, was a really good movie. He adapted
sure.
that really well. Superman is not a doom and gloom type character that you set in, like, a grayscale colored universe.
Hmm.
I mean, literally, in the comic books and, like, beyond, and every other adaptation, he's called, like, the Big Blue Boy Scout. Like, he's a happy-go-lucky, like, "Aw, gee whiz, ma, I'm just getting back on the farm." Like, he's goofy, he's silly, and, like, you juxtapose that with, like, the brooding and mysterious, like, Batman/Bruce Wayne. That's why that relationship works. Batman versus Superman especially didn't work for most people because they were both depresso, and, like, what's the conflict here? The
Right.
conflict is that Clark's an alien? Okay, so are we doing, like, a Bruce hates immigrants thing? Like, what's
I knew it.
happening here?
I knew it.
These billionaires, dude. These
That's oh, bro,
billionaires.
down with them, man. Down. That's so funny.
No, but,
What's up?
I think for me, like I said, James Gunn is a very exciting figure. Terry's refocusing his camera,
What's happening right now, bro?
so
I don't
it's hard to
understand.
focus. Um,
Continue on. Continue on. I'll deal with this.
James Gunn, um, he directs very, like, silly movies, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad, all of which really good, all of which, like, lesser known properties. So I'm really excited to see him, like, really sink his teeth into, like, a bigger IP that is Superman.
Hmm.
Um, and like I said, even like the trailer, like, colorful. It's got comedy moments. It's got, like, genuinely Clark Kent and Superman do not look like the same person.
Oh, interesting.
And I think a lot of the time when they adapt Superman in these iterations, that that's hard to pull off. There was recently a CW show that was like, it was given HBO Max money, so, like, it was a CW show, like, it aired on the CW, but, like, it really wasn't a CW show in the same traditional sense that most of the other
Sure.
ones were. It's called Superman and Lois.
Hmm.
It had Tyler Hoechlin play Superman, and incredible Superman, probably one of my favorite iterations of that character.
Mm.
But, like, again, they did what they could, but, like, you take off the glasses, and I'm supposed to believe that's a different guy, and I'm supposed to believe no one suspects that that's the same dude? It's one of the core problems I used to have with Superman, like, growing up, but like I said, this trailer that James Gunn put out, like, genuinely, completely, like, completely different, and I'm excited to see where we go. I'm really
It's
excited.
cool. You know me. I didn't watch the trailer,
Mm.
but so I'm
Mhm.
relying on you for all the information. But I was gonna ask, but you already touched on it that there are hints of like comedy, and this isn't gonna be
Yeah.
the same like super depresso type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know if you saw the Suicide Squad movie or, like, the Peacemaker show that they've done.
I saw the second Suicide Squad movie, like the better one,
Yes, the
right?
good one.
Yeah,
Yes,
the good
yes.
one. Yeah.
So, yeah, that, like, it's that same kind of, like, style, where, like, they're again, it's very flashy, it's very, like, colorful. I am excited because the cast are mostly made up of people I don't know,
Hmm.
and to be honest with you, like, when I'm going in watching like a superhero movie, I prefer that in a way just
Yeah.
because I like when they announced like Ben Affleck or Robert Pattinson as Batman, there's party that's like it's just them. It's just them pretending to be
Yeah.
Batman.
I was thinking about that recently too. I'm like, I love like seeing just someone I don't know like play a role, like a big role like that. Like I understand the big
Yeah.
names, like fill the seats and stuff like
Oh,
that,
sure.
but
Sure.
it's just so cool to see like someone else take really take that role.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but, so that's all coming in July, that's very exciting. There are a couple other movies coming out. We've talked about this a little bit, but some video game movies coming down the pipeline in the next couple of years. Legend of Zelda movie coming,
Oh, dude,
2027?
I don't know how to feel about this. I wish it
Right.
was animated, but
Mhm,
I
mhm.
guess we'll see. I guess we'll see.
I'm really excited to see Timothy Chalamet play Link. Really excited. And Sydney Sweeney is Zelda. That's gonna be just the greatest thing.
Timothy Chalamet has Dune. Let him keep Dune. All right. I like Dune. I've seen 1 and 2. He can do that. I'm not. You know what?
Mhm.
I like Timothy Chalamet. He's a great actor.
Okay, sure,
Come on,
sure.
man. I don't know. Give me an unknown. Give me someone I don't know the
Yeah,
face of. You
yeah.
know.
I think, yeah, especially for a Zelda movie, give me people I've never heard of. I don't wanna see an IMDb page full of anything but, like, background work and cameos and things, like, don't don't give me like, I'm trying to think of who would be a ridiculous like, Brad Pitt as
Oh,
Link.
bro. I
I don't
know.
want that.
Who's another one that's just like everywhere these days? I can't even think right now. Channing Tatum, does he still do things? Um,
Him as, like, Ganon.
right.
Like,
Or who played Chris Pratt? Just Chris Pratt plays Link. He's like, I was
oh
already
my
Mario.
god.
I can be Link. Why not?
Mario, Garfield, like,
Just, just give it to Chris Pratt.
eh,
Rip the band-aid off. Just give it. Tell us
he's
it's Chris
just
Pratt.
absorbing all the IP as much as he
Mm-hmm.
can,
Mm-hmm. Give it to me.
and
Give it to me. Give it to me.
it's driving me crazy.
I'm not gonna be a Debbie Downer though. I am excited for it,
Sure,
and when it does
sure.
come out, I will give it a chance.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we especially doing this podcast, we have to see it.
Absolutely.
Be doing this podcast, having the tattoos on our arms that we have, like, we have to go
Oh
see that
man.
movie.
Yeah, we gotta post that one day. We you,
Yeah.
me, our friend Malik have the three different Triforces on our
Yeah, yeah,
arms.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Mr. Zelda over there.
Hey, I'm all about Triforce of Wisdom, dude. I'm all about it. You have Triforce of Power, correct?
Yes, sir.
Ganon.
I know, it's awful.
The Ganondorfiest.
I swear Malik was gonna go for it.
I thought he would too. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm.
But he got his before me, so I'm like, I guess I gotta go to the power." He was first in line. Anyway, oh, I'm in focus now. Let's go.
How about it?
How about
What
it?
a what a what a goofy episode we have today.
Oh, bro,
Um,
we're off the zoinkies.
that's right. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back with some games and then we'll follow it up with a talk about the Assassin's Creed movie.
Nice.
Let's talk some wavelength. You
So
and
excited.
I, we have a special bond.
Mhm,
Um, one of the alternative names for this podcast would have been single brain cell
mhm.
because there
It's a
are
good one.
oftentimes in our friendship that we've had almost the same thought at the exact same time,
Mhm.
and we're gonna see if that really translates today. Terry, the game wavelength, familiar to you?
Kinda. So I did a little bit of research before the episode just
Mhm,
to like kind of
mhm.
freshen up my brain. Looks very fun. It's very
Yep,
intimidating. I'm very bad at guessing games, so,
yep.
but I'm
It's
excited to
all right.
play.
So yeah, so how this is gonna work? I am gonna pick a number from 1 to 10. Terry's not gonna know what that number is. He is going to ask me questions. They're all gonna be, like, objective questions, based in whatever category Terry feels like telling me, and I'm going to answer in a way that relates to the number that I've given Terry to guess.
Mhm.
Once he feels confident that he knows the number, he's gonna guess it. Are you ready, Terry?
Oh man, kinda. I'm nervous about picking the right questions, but you'll guide me through it. I believe in you.
I'll guide you through it.
Okay.
All right. So Terry's going to close his eyes. I'm going to hold my hands up for the audience so that they can see. And then for our audio listeners, you'll just have to figure it out along the way. All right, Terry, you're good to go.
Maybe I'll edit it in. Be like, boom, this is future Terry. The number was
Mm,
blank. Here we go.
yeah, yeah.
Boom, this is future Terry recording this off of my iPhone. So sorry about the sound quality. The number is 7. So yeah, there you go. Bye. Enjoy the episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one. Okay.
Hit me up, Terry. What questions
All
you
right.
got?
So it's 1 through 10.
Hmm.
So how do I structure these questions again? Is it just
So,
like
like, if you want to do like, here's an example. I'll give you the first one for free.
nice?
If my number was a Mario character, it would be Peach.
Okay. I got it now. I got it now.
Do you see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah. Got it. Okay. That's a good start. That's a good starting point right there.
Mhm, mhm.
Peach. Peach is cool, but she's
Okay.
not too cool.
She's not the star
So
of the show.
she's not the star of the show. And I
Mhm.
wouldn't even I'm sitting around a 6 right now.
Okay, okay.
My number as a uh PlayStation 2 mascot.
Ooh, um, this is hard
And even if it
because
and if it's not a mascot, you can
yeah.
go, like, into their games and, like, pick, like, a person from that game. Like, as a place you know what? My number as a PlayStation 2 character, just any
Okay,
PlayStation 2, like,
okay.
video game character.
Um, hmm, I will say, like, uh, oh god, what is his name? I'm gonna say the Bentley from Sly Cooper.
Okay, alright.
Big nerdy
So,
turtle.
big nerdy turtle, nerdy turdy.
Nerdy
O
turdy.
out of the 3 of them, Sly Cooper, Bentley, and Murray, he's one of the
Mhm.
big 3,
One of
so
the
he
big 3.
has to be pretty high up there.
Mhm.
But now I'm trying to think, how do you feel about him out of all? Because I know you have
Right,
Sly at the top. Do
for
you like
sure.
Murray more or do you like Bentley more? And I think you like Bentley more. All right.
Mhm,
And you know what?
mhm.
Knowing you, I think you might like Peach. So I think I think I'm going from a 6 to a 9 now.
Wow. You know what's crazy? Like, it it feels weird that you're calling me out for liking Peach, and, like, in a way that's like, is it sexist to like Peach, boys? Is it
Boys, just let me know. Well, it's no, not that it's sexist, but it's just like,
boys, is it gay to like Peach?
no, it's just that Daisy's, like, cooler and obviously the better princess.
Oh god. This is the problem with
I
you
got
and
Ma
Mallory.
I got Mal over here agreeing with me, so
Well, hmm, invite her on the podcast. Hmm.
Oh, man, here we go. Okay, my number um, as a Nintendo handheld.
Ooh, your number is a Nintendo handheld. Let's go with the Nintendo 2DS, like the big chonky one that just had like one screen. Or sorry, like one, like it didn't flip. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Two screens, no
Yeah.
flips.
Interesting.
Hmm. Hmm.
Interesting. Now now again, you don't have to answer this if if you can't.
Hmm.
Are you answering these things based off of, like, how much you like them or how much like, like how much how
I'm
cool
I'm
they
I'm trying to approach it as objectively as I can for the sake of this game.
just like how popular they are?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, so you said the 2DS that doesn't flip, and
Mhm.
that thing kinda sucked. Um, so I'm going from a 9 down to an 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Pat, you originally told me that, because this is my first game, I can go past 5 questions, but I think I wanna limit myself to 5 to see if I can
Ooh,
just
okay.
I wanna just keep it to 5, see if I can get there. So I think that was my 3rd one.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, Pat, my number as Pokemon types.
Ooh. Ooh. Um, I will say, it would be a rock type. It would be a rock type Pokemon.
Okay, okay. What was that, 8?
Yeah.
Hmm,
I was
I'm
gonna say, what
oscillating.
vibe does rock type give?
What vibe does Rock give? Rock's giving a
Mhm.
7,
Okay.
but I think I wanna stay at 8. I think I wanna stay at 8.
Okay.
Okay, my last one here. Pat, my number as,
Mhm.
mm, PlayStation home consoles.
Oh, okay. So just like PS1, PS2, PS3, like those?
Mhm.
Whew. Um, I would say this would be like a PS3, but like the smaller one, like the
Okay.
not as chunky one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So that's still within the 7 to 8 range in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that was number 5 for me.
Okay.
Pat, final answer. It's between 8 or 7. What do I
You
feel in my
want one
heart?
more question to narrow it down?
Sure. Okay. One more question to narrow it down. Pat, my number as fast food restaurants.
See, you and I don't agree on fast food restaurants.
Go with what you think,
Go with
because
my
that'll help
heart.
me. That'll help me.
Sure, sure. Um, hmm. I would say it would be like a Chick-fil-A.
Like a Chick-fil-A. Trying to think, do you like Chick-fil-A? I think you like Chick-fil-A, but I don't think you love it.
Mm.
I think Chick-fil-A is more casual dining, but, that's for,
Okay, I can give you a different answer if you
No,
want.
no, 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 that's fine.
Right.
Pat, final answer, I'm gonna go with, oh god, 8, 9, 10. Pat, final answer, I'm gonna go with an 8.
Terry, your number was a 7, my love.
No!
It was a 7. You were so close. You were so close. You were I thought the best question was the PlayStation one.
That
I
was a
thought
good
you
one.
locked it in there.
I was no, yeah, yeah, it's yeah, yeah. I'm so mad at
Mhm.
myself right now. But you know what? I'm not mad at myself because like I narrowed it down to kind of like in that range. As long as I was
Yeah,
within the
yeah,
range, I was
mhm,
okay with it.
mhm.
That was fun. I like that one.
I think this is an easy game that we can bring back for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. God, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. It's cool though. What was this game called? Wavelengths?
Wavelength.
Wavelength. I'll have to shout out the TikTok account with that inspired this one. It was what
Co-op
was it?
64.
Co-op 64. Yeah, those guys are cool
Mhm.
up there. I
I
like their
love those
content.
guys, yeah. I see their
Absolutely.
stuff all the time.
Well, Pat, your game was fun. Are you ready for mine?
I'm excited. You have not told me anything about
I haven't
this,
I haven't told
but
you a
I've
single
been
thing.
pretty hype about this.
Cool
So,
stuff.
what do you got?
So in the spirit of our episode today, we're reviewing, not reviewing, we're just talking about the Assassin's Creed movie later on. Uh,
Mhm.
I got a game for you. It's a guessing game, kind of similar to the ones we've done.
Okay.
It's going to be real assassin or fake assassin.
Ooh,
And
okay,
you are out of all our friends, I think the most history buff out of all of us.
sure.
So I've got a lot of faith in you in this one. I'm going to read off. I have, I think, 15 names here, so it'll go
Oh
pretty
god,
quick.
okay.
I think it'll go pretty
Oh, I'm
quick.
gonna mess this up.
I have 15 names here. I'm
Okay.
going to read them off,
Mhm,
and you are just going to guess if they were a real assassin in,
mhm,
our history of real world, or an
sure.
assassin from the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Oh god, okay.
I don't have,
Ooh.
any assassins in here that are like post 2000, so I'm not gonna get too
Oh,
modern in
yeah,
here.
okay.
So
Well,
maybe
thank
I think
God.
that's you're right. I think that's
Thank God.
for the best.
Okay.
Right. Let me know when you are ready.
I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
afraid I'm going to besmirch my historian nature, but we'll give it a shot.
We'll give it a shot. I have it up on the screen for our video listeners here, and I am going to botch names very badly. So if you need to spell something out, I will.
Okay.
But okay, let me keep score here. Pat, your first assassin or fake assassin is Hassan Sabah.
Um, I I don't immediately recognize this name, and spoilers for our Assassin's Creed movie review. I've never played the Assassin's Creed games, so I'm gonna guess Assassin's Creed.
Pat, you are incorrect.
Mm.
Hassan Sabah was actually a real assassin and founder of the Hashashin Order, which was name dropped in the Assassin's Creed movie. So,
Oh,
mhm,
okay,
mhm.
okay.
So got that one there for you. See if I can.
Woof.
Can I bring?
All right, off to a
No
great
worries.
start.
No worries. No worries. All right. Our next one, Pat.
Mhm.
Xiao Jun.
You're not gonna make this easy on me. You're not gonna give me anybody just a layup.
I don't know if I can
Uh,
give any context.
yeah, I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed.
You are correct. Xiao
All
Jun
right.
is from Assassin's Creed AC Chronicles China. That's around like, I don't know, the 2015, 2014. It was a side scroller, and it was one of the first
Ooh,
Assassin's
okay.
Creed games set in China. So it's really cool.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. All right. So our next one, Pat, Gavrilo Principe. Gavrilo Principe. Gavrilo Principe. You should know this one.
I was gonna say, just the way you're saying it tells me real assassin.
That was a real assassin, assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand, kicked off World
Mm.
War One, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I believe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right. Good job. Good job.
You know, it's funny. Most history books just say Serbian nationalist. They don't
Oh, really?
list his name.
Huh.
Yeah.
You think that's just like erasure or just don't
Um,
want to?
I don't know. I don't know if it's erasure. Well, I mean, it totally could be. I think a lot of it is just like peop the idea behind World War One having kicked off from like this one archduke having been assassinated. I think people kind of didn't understand like such a small thing would be this catalyst for this major world event.
Mhm.
So the details behind that kind of get lost just because people are like, "Oh, this guy got assassinated, but look at what happened." Like,
Right.
yeah, crazy, crazy
You
stuff.
learn something new every day. All right.
Hmm.
Cool stuff. Let's go onward. Pat, the next one. Basim ibn Ishaq, or Basim ibn Ishaq. Pat Bassam, Ibn Ishaq.
I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed.
Pat, you are correct. Ding, ding, ding.
Bang, bang,
Bassam
bang.
is the main character from a Assassin's Creed AC Mirage. He also appeared in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, kind of one of the more recent
Okay.
ones. Mhm,
Okay.
mhm. All right, our next one, Pat. Charlotte Corday.
Charlotte Corday.
Charlotte Corday. Charlotte Corday.
Uh, I'm gonna guess Real Assassin.
Pat, you are correct. Real assassin killed Jean
Bam.
Paul Marat during the French Revolution.
Ooh,
So good job. One,
love
two,
that.
three,
Love
four,
that.
five. You
I mean,
are
don't love the assassination, but I
sure,
mean,
sure, sure.
you know,
Absolutely, absolutely. You
French
know,
are messy.
I'm just sticking with the themes. I'm just sticking with themes.
That's
French are
fair. That's
messy.
fair.
You've gotten four correct so far, Pat, and one wrong. You're doing great.
Bang, bang, bang. Okay.
Not the bang, bang, bang during the Assassin's Creed episode. All right, next one. We've got Nikolai Orlov.
That name sounds familiar to me.
Mhm.
The issue I'm having is, am I remembering this from a history book or am I remembering this like because that's one of the things that stuck out from Assassin's Creed? Um I really want to say Real Assassin. I'm gonna say Real Assassin.
You are incorrect, Pat. I'm very sorry. Nikolai was from AC Chronicles Russia, another side scroller. This one based in Russia. So Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
did a couple
Yeah.
really cool little like mini series with these side scrollers. And yeah, this one was in Russia. I should play that
Okay.
one. All right, our next one. God, I'm gonna botch this. Uh Anarchia of Thebes? Anarchia of Thebes. Hold on one second. I might have
Sure.
messed something up. Don't listen to that one. I googled the wrong thing.
Okay. I can't hear that anyway, so you're good.
Okay, good. Good stuff. Scratch that one.
I was gonna say Real Assassin.
Real. All right. Marcus Junius Brutus.
Marcus Junius Brutus. I'm getting
Yeah,
like I'm gonna say Real Assassin.
that is correct.
Bang.
Brutus, one of Julius
Yeah.
Caesar's
Yeah.
assassins.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
If you would have got that one
I
wrong, I
wasn't. I
would
wasn't sure.
have. Yeah, if you got, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the way
I
I was
thought.
pronouncing it too. I didn't do any favors.
Oh no, you're good. I was like, is that Brutus's full name? I wasn't sure. Okay. Perfect.
Brutus, no.
Brutus. You too.
All right, next one. Arno Dorian.
That's got to be Assassin's Creed.
That is an Assassin's Creed from AC Unity, one of the French one, the French Revolution one.
Ooh. The French are so messy.
So messy. It's such a good
They're
game.
so
Such a good
messy.
game. All right, the next one. Ah, Sagamon Telerian.
I'm gonna go Real Assassin.
That is definitely a real assassin, Pat. Assassinated Ottoman official Talat Pasha.
Mm.
I'm doing so bad with these names. I apologize, our viewers. Next one, Aya of Alexandria.
Is this another Real Assassin?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry.
You gave me the out. You gave me the out too, and I didn't take it.
No, I know. Assassin's Creed AC Origins. All right.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Our next one, if you get this wrong, I'll have some questions. John Wilkes Booth.
That's Assassin's Creed, I think.
Oh, is that DLC?
No, very, very obvious, very famous killer of Lincoln. My man was on the run for days, the biggest manhunt in US history.
Mhm.
They found him in a barn and they killed him. And they
Ain't that
straight
just the
up killed
way?
him, you know?
Jeez, ain't much change these days.
Mhm.
Good job. Yes, real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If that
Thank you,
wasn't
thank you.
clear. Thank you. All right, our next one, Jacob Fry.
See, this is a very I don't recognize the name, I'll tell you that. But do I think Jacob Fry like, after you listed all the other Assassin's Creed characters, do I think
Mhm.
that that is the name of another Assassin's Creed character?
I like your logic.
I'm gonna say yes because I think you're trying to trip me up. I think Assassin's Creed character.
You are correct. You are correct. And
Let's go.
the way he's why the reason why he's named that, he's from AC Syndicate. It was set
Mm.
in England during the Industrial Revolution.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, Fry is a
Mhm,
very British name.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm. Good job. Good job. All right, our next
Thank you,
one,
thank you.
Rauf ibn Ahad.
Assassin's Creed.
Ah, you're good at this, man. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Uh, the mentor from Assassin's Creed 1, very first.
Ooh, okay.
He turns what is it when we turn bad in WWE? Is it turning tail or heel?
He turns heel.
He turns heel at the end and he turns out to be the bad guy. So yeah.
Ooh, we love a good heel turn.
Go on a good heel turn. Pat, I got one more for you. It's the last one. You're doing well so
Okay.
far. What is
Okay.
this? What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I had 15. One that I kind of didn't count because I messed up on. So we got
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of like 14 right so far. So I mean you've already got the majority. So let's just go for the last
Sure.
one.
Let's try and do it.
Pat, our last real assassin and or fake assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald.
No, my God. I see. I thought you were gonna mix him in. Um, I think he's from Black Flag.
This is a hey, this
You
is a trick
know.
question.
So okay, I was kind of hoping you would say Lee Harvey Oswald just so I could bring this up. It's so funny to me. There's so many conspiracies around the Kennedy assassination. Kim's favorite theory is the umbrella gun assassin theory. Are you familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
So the prevailing theory is that Lee Harvey Oswald did not act alone in the Kennedy assassination, and that there were
Okay.
other people, other shooters out there trying to get JFK.
Mhm.
And one of them, there's a picture of a man who is holding an umbrella, but he's in Dallas on a day that it was not raining and it was not forecasted to rain.
Ah.
So people see
Mm.
this picture and are like, "Why does this guy have an umbrella?" And so
Mm.
there's a theory that like in the umbrella there's like a tube that would conceal a gun.
Mm.
Um I I don't know about you, Terry. When it comes to certain conspiracy theories specifically, I am of the mindset that like sometimes are you familiar with the concept of like Occam's razor?
No.
So Occam's razor is this fable basically the point of it is like sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct explanation. So
Mhm.
like sometimes in the circumstance of the JFK assassination, I think people want to create this bigger conspiracy because so much of it still hasn't been released fully to the like from the government.
Mhm.
Um and you know, could it have had some conspiracy to it? Sure. People think that there were people around Lee Harvey Oswald who like were pushing him to assassinate JFK, but like I think at the end of the day, the simplest explanation is the correct one. Like, he was a crazy guy. He wanted to kill the president because he wanted national media attention, and then he did it. And unfortunately, I don't know about unfortunately, he was killed shortly after,
Right.
uh, on another of the one of the biggest manhunts in US history. He was killed, I think, a day later or 2 days later or something like that when they finally found him. But, yeah. So, we'll never really know, and I think that mystery kills people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's alleged. It's allegedly. So I don't even know if that's the right answer or not. So I, who am I? Who am I? Grassy knoll and stuff. I don't
I was gonna say Terry's a Lee Harvey Oswald truther. He just
know.
wants to set him free.
Nah, man, I don't give too much thought to those kind of things. I got too many video games to play. Thank you for playing my game of real and or
Oh,
fake assassin or alleged.
I I loved it. I appreciated the tickle to my brain trying to reactivate those cells that have long lost been put on a shelf.
Oh, bro. Yeah, since high school, man, I haven't thought about these things. Well, no,
Yeah,
I had a history class in college, so but not American, I don't think.
right.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Pat, if that's all the games we have, I think we can take a quick little break, come back.
That's right. Yeah, we'll come back and we'll talk about Assassin's Creed 2016.
Oh, I have feelings.
We'll get into it. Let's do it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for our final topic of conversation today. Terry, so far on this podcast, we have talked about movies and TV shows that we've come to enjoy, we've come to know and love. This was, I believe, my suggestion this time.
Was it yours or was it mine? I think it I don't know.
I
One
know
of ours.
this one was definitely on my list, but you might have said, "Hey, let's do it for this week's pod."
That sounds about right.
Um, Assassin's Creed 2016. General thoughts. Well, actually, before we get into that, Terry, talk to me
Mhm.
about your experience playing the Assassin's Creed games.
Oh, baby. How much time do we have? Uh, I loved Assassin's Creed as a teenager, I guess, is when I first got into it. I played Assassin's Creed 2 first. So 2 is usually regarded as like where the series really kicked off and got like really good. That's where we first met Ezio.
Mhm.
That's when kind of like the flair and like the character of Assassin's Creed really got established. I went back and I played Assassin's Creed 1 after I played 2. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it though. I thought it was cool. Us and me and our friend Shots and Malik was into it too. Like
Yeah.
we were the right age for
Right.
Assassin's Creed to be
Yeah.
like super cool, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
We would walk around being cringy teenagers saying "Requiescat" and "Pace" to each other,
Got the
uh,
hood up
the
and
hood up and everything, and it was just
yeah.
it was really cool. So
Mhm.
I've played I played all of them, up until I beat all of them all the way up until Syndicate. There was a period of time where, like, Assassin's Creed kinda started to lose its identity and stuff like that, and just kinda like fell off a little bit in
Yeah.
terms of, like, quality, in terms of, like, not being what people originally got into Assassin's Creed for. So the last 3 Assassin's Creed games, Pat, I don't know if you're familiar, it's the ones that take place in Egypt, Greece, and then, like, the Viking times in England. They
Mm.
they
Mhm.
really changed their style from, like, classic Assassin's Creed to more, like, open world, role playing, there's a skill tree,
Right.
um, it really, like, switched things up, and that's kinda where it lost me, I didn't really enjoy those ones. So I would
Okay.
say around like 2017 is kind of when I fell off, but like you got to imagine from like up until 2017 they were like these games are coming out yearly, so like I played a lot of them. up until that point. But yeah, and then I bought Assassin's Creed Shadows recently when it came out, and
Mhm.
I'm really liking that one. It's kind of like a return to form a little bit. But
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I would say I'm an enthusiast.
You're a big fan. Big
Big fan.
fan.
Hmm.
Well, Terry, did you like this movie?
Pat, oh my god, I hated this movie.
You know,
uh, yeah. Go
so
ahead.
okay, I would love to hear your thoughts as someone who has enjoyed the games as much. I gotta tell you, having little to no experience with games, like I have enough conversational knowledge that I could, possibly, you know, sneak in some thoughts while people are talking about it, but like really, I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, just as a movie fan, this was not a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, and it's weird to me because like you have this very popular IP. You have so many things that you could honestly just like take one of the games and make
Mhm.
them into a movie, and people would probably find it successful.
Mhm.
But they decided to make like a movie that they said exists, like, in universe, like, in the Assassin's Creed universe, but is not, like, directly related to the plot of any of their games or anything like that. They just wanna kind of capture the spirit of Assassin's Creed, which, like, I respect. I respect, like, going for it like that. Wow. Um,
I respect it.
I respect the try.
Wow.
I respect the try.
What a
Um,
read, bro. What a read.
I've gotta be honest here. I lose credibility if I'm not. I took notes, and I take notes for everything we watched, Harry. Um, I gotta tell you, I took more notes for the 4 episodes of Pokemon Origins than I did this 2-hour long movie. Let's just get into it. So,
Yeah, let's dive in.
Michael
Mhm.
Fassbender, great actor. I love him. I think he has a really good take on, like, Magneto. I've seen him in a few other things. Really good actor. He plays Cal, who is the
Mhm.
main character of this movie. Um, Cal is about to be lethally injected
Mhm.
because he was in jail for murder.
An undisclosed murder? Just a murder?
So, okay, I'm glad you brought this up because
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to talk about what he did.
Yeah.
And so did you not catch it? Because
No.
they have a offhanded thing at one point. He's talking to somebody in prison, or the like place that he's been like kidnapped to essentially.
Mhm.
Um he killed a pimp.
Oh, that's right, that's right. Yep, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
He
You're
he
but,
killed a
like
pimp, and they don't reveal that for, like, 45 minutes, and I gotta be honest, the whole, like, setup when he's, like, about to get lethally injected, there's this very dramatic thing where they're like, "Hey, what do you want your last words to be?" And he's basically like, "You tell my father I'll see him in hell." And I'm like, "Okay, so, like, did he kill his dad? Like, what?" And then, yeah, he's in that place, and someone asked him, like, what he did, and he's like, "Oh, I killed a pimp."
Right, and it was just, like, one sentence, then that's
Yeah,
it. That's it.
and I'm like, "Okay." Again, as a movie viewer, there are a couple things I wanna touch on specifically in this, and I'm gonna get bogged down in this detail.
Oh, absolutely.
When you start a movie with the main character either, like, in prison or, he's about to get, like, the death penalty, you want to either have, like, an establishing scene that shows what he did,
Mhm,
or if you're not going to do that, B, you would flash back to what happened, you would relate it back to him as a character and, like, why you'd still wanna root for this person as a protagonist,
mhm,
and they don't do any of that. They don't even
mhm,
try, and the only thing in my head that I could think of was, like, okay, so early on like at the very start of the movie, he's a child, he's with his parents, and he's just living like a normal life as a kid. It seems like his parents are on the run, or at least his father's on the run, and all of a sudden, like these like FBI agents or some sort of like government force like shows up to the house, and they go to arrest his father. His mother is killed, and presumably his father is like caught or killed as well.
Mhm,
Um, but so obviously he blames his father for this. And
mhm.
again, I'm assuming all these things because the movie does not tell you these things.
Right, right, right.
But so my assumption is that he now, because of his mother's death, has like a thing where like he must protect women.
Mhm.
And so he kills a pimp to protect the women that the pimp is pimping out.
Which, like, it's and it's fine. That's a fine premise. They like I said, he says one sentence.
Right.
That's it. There's no flashback, there's no nothing. It just seems
Yeah.
like a poor setup to, you know, show why he's in jail or why he's about to get the death sentence, you know?
Well, and that's the thing that I think ultimately really bothers me about that is like I would have no issue with that explanation for it if we had spent any amount of time in the movie establishing his motivation behind it.
Yeah.
Because again, that whole thing that I just said, I made that up to make it make sense in my head.
Right.
And if and my biggest gripe with movies is that if I have to do any like outside research or if I have to like make things make sense in my head, the movie has not done a good enough job conveying that message.
Mhm.
And I think that's ultimately a lot of the problem with this movie in general is it's trying to tell this big grandiose story, but it's not doing it nearly enough to justify it.
Yeah, it's just like there's so many things that are just very shallow. It's face value storytelling. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna be dunking on this movie the whole time, but I mean, it's not a great
Oh,
movie.
no,
It's
it's not.
um,
No, it's not.
do you want me to just like read the first like sentence or first paragraph on like Wikipedia real quick? I have it pulled up.
So I also have Wikipedia pulled up.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
absolutely. Go for it. Go for it.
Cool. I got you. So Assassin's Creed is a 2016 science fiction action film based on the video game franchise published by Ubisoft. The film is directed by Justin Kurzel, written by Michael Leslie, Adam Cooper, Bill Coolidge, stars Michael Fassbender, who also produced, as well as Marion
Mm,
Cotillard, other actors and stuff like that.
yep.
The film is set in the same universe as the video games, but features an original story that expands the series mythology. The plot revolves around Cal, Michael Fassbender, who is abducted by the Abstergo Foundation because of his
Mhm,
heritage. Cal's
mhm,
ancestor, Aguilar de Nera, was a member of the Assassin Brotherhood, a fictional organization inspired by the real life Order of Assassins, active during the Spanish Inquisition in the late 15th century, who swore to
mhm,
protect the Apple of Eden, an artifact believed to contain the key to humanity's free will. That's a very important artifact in
mhm,
Assassin's Creed
mhm.
lore, Faz. So remember that.
Sure. Sure.
Um, Cal must accept his assassin heritage and stop Abstergo, the Templar order of the modern day, from finding the apple and using it to enslave humanity. Um, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So, a couple questions. They make a point in the movie to talk about how Cal, like when he goes back, when he's like thrust into Aguilar's like body,
Mhm.
they make a point to be like, Cal, you can't like interact, you can't do anything, like you can't change history, essentially.
Right.
Um, and yet towards the end of the movie, he and his like ancestors start like fusing together. They call it
Uh-huh.
synchronizing.
Yeah.
Um, is that a thing?
That is a thing. So this movie reminded me a lot of the first Assassin's Creed game. So in the first
Okay.
Assassin's Creed game, as well as like the first Assassin's Creed game, all the Ezio ones, which are the next three, and then the one after that, Assassin's Creed 3, which is a little weird. It features they always do like a modern day setting with their assassin, their like ancestor setting. So
Sure,
same as the
sure.
movie, each game has the modern day stuff, not each game, but usual
Mhm.
modern day and then the ancestor stuff. So the protagonist's name was Desmond Miles. And in the
Right.
first game, similar to Cal, he was abducted by Abstergo. He was held not in jail, but in like a fancy room, but he couldn't leave. So it was basically jail.
Okay.
Uh, they would, make him go into the Animus,
Mhm.
which is like the machine that they use
Yeah,
to access your ancestors' memories, and he went into the memories of his first, like the first ancestor of the first Assassin's Creed game, Altair.
yeah,
Um, and yes, what happens is it's called in the games, it's called the bleeding effect. So what happens is
right.
the more you play as your ancestor, the more you develop your skills as an assassin. So
Mhm.
Desmond, he wasn't any kind of assassin before this. He was just working as a bartender, but from delving into his ancestors' memories, he started to like, develop skills. And then later on down in other games, he could like, jump on top of ledges, do dives into hay bales and modern day stuff or do
Yeah.
like assassin stuff. So yes, there's a lot of stuff from the games that you can like, oh look at that, like Easter egg stuff, like not Easter, but references and stuff like that. It's inspired. Yeah.
Okay. So, again, I'm trying to think of a way to talk about this movie in a constructive way. Um, I the plot to me was very convoluted.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were trying to be very ambitious. They were trying to tell a very big story,
Mhm.
in what seemed like very little time, but also amazingly a lot of time. Because
Mhm.
I had a weird experience with this movie, Terry, where like time seemed to go slow, but then like I literally I looked up at one point and the movie was over and I was like, what? So I had to like go back and rewatch the last like 20 minutes. And then I got to the end of it and it's still like I don't know what it was, but like to me it didn't feel like an ending to a movie.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I think they definitely ended it thinking there was going to be another one.
It seems to set up sequel.
Yeah.
There's definitely sequel bait here.
Mhm.
And then Disney bought Fox and that never happened.
Oh, rough. Dang, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this was a
Yeah.
big Fox property. Um I again, we don't really do a ton of this, but I just again trying to find some stuff to talk about. So the cast. I as I'm watching this movie, I'm sitting here and I'm seeing, oh, Jeremy Irons. Oh, that's cool. Marion Cotillard. I didn't know her name, but I knew her from like she plays Talia al Ghul
Oh,
in
cool.
Dark Knight Rises. Charlotte Rampling. She's in a bunch of stuff, and I came to this realization where like there's a bunch of like bigger actors, like people you've seen before,
Yeah.
just doing the thing that they always do.
Mhm.
Like Jeremy Irons, I don't know how familiar you are with him, but he plays like Alfred in the Ben Affleck Batman universe.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And like you've got him, you've got like Brendan Gleeson, and I'm just sitting here watching and I'm like, I just feel like people are here collecting a paycheck
Oh, dude, absolutely. Yeah.
like none of them really seem to like care
Yeah, none of
aside
the
from like Michael Fassbender.
and even then, like, did you like his performance?
No.
You're right.
No.
I felt Cal himself as like a character super one note.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy the modern day stuff kind of like whatsoever. And then
Right.
like there's supposed to be some kind of like character change towards the end, like he comes around to the light side and then it was like
Mhm.
it felt super like rushed, like it was just there was no gradual thing. It was just like the flip of a card. Um,
Right.
and I just didn't enjoy him, like, as a character. I didn't like I wasn't rooting for him, and I felt like,
Yeah. Yeah.
the movie wanted me to root for him, he's just super unlikable at the beginning, and then, like,
Mhm.
I don't know, he turned towards the light at the end, and I'm like, "I'm supposed to like him still?"
Yeah, yeah, again, I think this movie commits a lot of, like, very easy to avoid, like, cinema sins to kind
Yeah.
of borrow from, the YouTube channel, but, like, it just there's no redeeming qualities about Cal. There's no, like, "Oh, it's this," he's traumatized from his childhood and I want to root for him. They really don't play into any of the strengths of their actors at all.
Mhm.
And it just comes across as like wah wah. Like
Wow, wow. And the
um
touching on, like, um, just the games a little bit, like, I felt about this movie kinda like how I feel about with some of the games. Uh, we if we just cut out the modern day stuff and just did the past ancestor stuff,
yeah,
I would have been way more cool with it, if I'm being honest
sure.
with you.
Sure.
Like, I get why they did it, because that's the whole thing with Assassin's Creed, the modern day and
Yeah.
how the your
Yeah.
ancestors affected, but, like, bro, 90% of the fans are just there for the past stuff and running around,
Right.
doing assassin stuff, killing
Be
people, looking
an
cool,
assassin.
be
Yeah.
climbing walls, doing flips, and you know what? If there was any redeeming part of the movie, I thought the past stuff was more interesting, a little more
Sure. Sure.
interesting. Sure, yeah. That's
Did
it's
they did they at any point do the dive?
yeah, they did the yes, they did the dive. I don't remember if they did it into a hay bale, but I do remember that was like one of the big like, "Oh, you're an assassin now" points of the movies. Like,
Okay.
he did
Okay.
because remember when Cal would like, he would begin to do it, and then he like went into like a seizure or something like
Oh,
that.
right.
That was like,
Okay.
"Oh, you kinda did it, but you didn't do it fully, so now you're rejecting your ancestor stuff."
Okay.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, stick to the past stuff, man. If
Yeah.
this was a movie all about the Apple of Eden stuff and yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it could've been a lot cooler. But I mean, hey, I'm I'm not a director.
So I just want to kind of touch on some interesting facts I found out about Assassin's Creed movie
Okay.
because, like I said, the movie itself wasn't that entertaining to me, so I had to find some solace elsewhere.
Mm.
Um, the budget for this movie, Terry, if you had to
Oh, man.
guess without looking at the Wikipedia page, um, $125 million. So that's how
Okay,
much they spent making this movie. Box office made $240.7 million.
okay.
Now, so right, you're thinking, oh, like that's pretty good. Um, the golden rule of like especially like an international like big budget movie like this is whatever the budget is, you
Mhm.
take it and you multiply it by two for the marketing budget.
Oh, dang.
Right. So like to have like posters and commercials and like everything that you need to put this movie out so that people will go see it. The general rule of thumb is that you double the movie's regular budget. So when you think about it, it probably lost money
Yeah,
because in total
yeah.
that would be like a $250 million like total budget,
Oh,
and then it
god.
only made 240 million. I want to read for you, Terry. I have some reviews of Assassin's Creed from Rotten Tomatoes, with a review score from the audience 42%
Ooh,
and from critics 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
oof.
General critical consensus: Assassin's Creed is arguably better made and certainly better cast than most video game adaptations. Unfortunately, the CGI fueled end result still is a joyless, overplotted slog.
Yeah, yeah, the CGI was great.
And then one of the top reviews from Elena Lazik. Although the story of multiple timelines provides some interesting moments, the cryptic, excessive, and often extremely muffled dialogue makes the film excruciatingly hard to follow. I wanted to talk about that because there were so many points throughout this movie where I legitimately could not hear what they were saying.
Yeah, yeah, we were, like, trying to, like,
And
figure out the
like,
subtitles.
oh my god, I was texting you throughout, like, and I think it was just my stream of it, but for whatever reason, like, whenever they would talk in, I don't know if it's just like a made up language that they were doing, or I'm not sure, but I could not for the life of me get subtitles to work, and I would have to like rewind, and like the subtitles would show up for like 10 seconds and then they would disappear, and it was driving me bonkers. Legitimately, I wanted to I wanted to be like, "Terry, we have to watch something else because this is first of all, this movie has not been worth it so far, and second of all, if I have to go through this for this whole movie, I'm gonna lose it."
Yeah, no, it's I had trouble hearing it too, like, thank God I was able to figure out the subtitles at the beginning, but no, if I didn't have it, it would've been hard, and speaking of just, like, the dialogue and people talking, like, I love edgelord stuff. I love,
Mm.
dark and
Mm.
broody just for the sake of dark, broody, and corniness, but there was something about this dialogue where I'm just like, "Shut up, what are you talking about? Ugh." There was, like, I don't remember I wish I would've wrote it down because I remember it
Mm.
distinctly, but it was towards the beginning when I think her name was Sophia, the 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 actress who, is kinda, like, in charge of the program. She was, like,
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
Marion, yeah.
yeah,
Marion
she was talking about,
Cotillard.
like, something about, like, violence or something, and, like, I'm paraphrasing, this isn't the exact
I think I know what you're
phrasing.
talking about.
Yeah, or something, but he's talking about violence or something like that, and Michael Fassbender's character said something to the extent of, like, "I am violence," or something like that, or, "It's because 'cause I'm
Yes.
violent," or something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I'm just like, "Oh my
Oh my
god."
god. Yeah.
And then she dropped later on, she dropped the "I am become death" line,
Yes,
and I was
yes.
like, "Oh my
It
god."
it felt like this movie was written and made for exclusively, like, 2000s Hot Topic employees.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. You watched the movie, Wanted back in the day? You know, when they curved the bullet? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this movie is literally Wanted, but Wanted might be a little better, honestly, so
I was gonna say, I remember people enjoyed Wanted.
right, exactly.
Oh, man. I like again, it's weird seeing such big stars. Like normally when a movie's a flop, it'll have like one big actor and then like a bunch of like smaller actors, and then you're like, okay, you kind of signed into this for the money, and it
Yeah.
shows. I don't think this is directly like that because there are bigger actors in this, but like clearly Michael Fassbender helped produce this movie. This is probably a passion project of his, and I feel like it gets bogged down in so many like needless details that you come away being like, "What did I just watch?"
Yeah, like, they stuck too close to maybe some people liked the lore and all that stuff, but it's like,
Mhm.
at a certain
Mhm.
point, like, you don't need to touch on every single thing in
Right.
Assassin's Creed, like, we can just make a hokey movie. I think we're a little privileged now because we're living in a day and age where video game adaptations in TV and movie are really good. Again,
Sure.
we just did Fallout. We
Mhm.
started with what did we start with? We started with Fallout.
Start off, and then Pokemon Origins
Oh yeah,
now.
it's Pokemon Origins. But the Mario movie,
Yeah.
the Last of Us show. We're in a
Mhm.
great age of cinema and TV involving video games. 2016 was kind of a different time. I don't remember a lot of video game adaptations around that time in movies.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to think about. Nothing jumps to mind. But
Nothing jumps to
like
mind.
I think this is the interesting point of this podcast. Um so some final thoughts here are the whole purpose of this experiment that we're doing here, Terry, is talking about how video games can be properly adapted into other forms of media for people to enjoy who aren't necessarily like fans of video games.
Mhm.
This is the first time that we've reviewed something that I think genuinely failed.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
And
think
I
we knew that going into it too.
right, right. But I
Right.
think it's interesting to study because it gives us a glimpse into like, okay, so this is a bad adaptation of this beloved franchise, this beloved IP.
Mhm.
Why? And I think you hit it pretty accurately where you said they're trying to do too much to keep true to the source material without encompassing the spirit of the
Yeah.
source material.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And like again, they wanted to make like a unique story set in the universe of Assassin's Creed, but like if you had just adapted one of the games, you probably would have had a better reception to it.
Mhm.
And it I don't I don't know. It's again from purely like an outsider perspective, this movie it wasn't really well written. I thought a lot of it was like shot well. Like it
Sure.
seemed like cinematically to be like a good looking movie outside of like the CGI that kind of gets messy.
It looks a little weird, yeah.
Um and it's just there's no passion behind it.
That's yeah, that's kinda really I wanted to touch on. There's no passion behind this movie. I was, like, trying to think, I'm like, "What would I do like, what would I want out of an Assassin's Creed movie? Like, what marks did this movie not hit for me?" And, when you look at the Assassin's Creed franchise, like, it's a broody franchise, they're assassins,
Mhm.
they got their hoods up, there's not a lot of camp in it,
Right.
it is what it is. So I think this movie just looked at they just looked at Assassin's Creed as a whole, and they're just like, "All right, we're doing that." And there was no artistic flair. There was no,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They just said, "Let's just do an Assassin's Creed movie," and that was it. That's the only thing that was on the outline, and just
Right. Right.
and I mean, they made an Assassin's Creed movie, that's for sure. But
They did it.
they definitely did it. Did anyone ask for it? I don't know. I wasn't fiending to watch it in 2016, but I mean, I don't know.
I I remember looking up review like just going to search this movie in Google just to get like a base knowledge before I watched it. And one one of the top Google searches that I saw was did they really make an Assassin's Creed movie in 2016? And you don't want to see that if you're a movie
No,
executive.
no, that's so unfortunate.
It's disappointing.
I was looking up like what games are coming around this time when this game came out, and it does make sense, kind of like maybe why the hype wasn't there for it. So this game released in 2016, and Pat,
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember around the time Assassin's Creed Unity, the French one,
Right.
came out in 2014. It was the first PS4 Assassin's Creed game, like kind of one of the launch games really. And it
Mhm.
was super buggy. There were
Mhm.
screenshots online of just like people like posting just like really grotesque like bugs and facial animations, and it really put a dent in like the Assassin's Creed armor, which was already
Yeah,
kind of getting dented beforehand. The yearly releases, people were kind of weren't like people were saying they weren't really iterating, because a yearly release is kind of really hard to do in video games. So
for sure.
the Unity really put a dent in it. um AC Syndicate came out the year after that, the one set in London. But then after that, they stopped with the yearly release because they heard the fan feedback. So AC Syndicate came out in 2015, and then Assassin's Creed Origins came out in 2017. So between those two was the movie. And so this
Right.
this movie came out really in the what's it
Like a
called? Like
low
the
point.
the low point of
Yeah.
the Assassin's Creed franchise. Yeah. So I mean, it's bad it's bad timing, but it's also a bad
Yeah.
movie. So I mean,
Right.
don't want to give it too many excuses.
Yeah, the last game I remember Like, even just hearing you guys talk about, like, being hyped for was, like, Black Flag,
Dude, Black Flag was great.
and,
I
like, I just remember, like, Unity and Syndicate, people were just like, "Oh, they made another Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, you know, in retrospect,
Great."
listen, I played Unity at the time. I played it after the bugs were fixed, so I liked
Right.
it. Syndicate's a good game. They're good games. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But it's just like after being inundated with so much Assassin's Creed, it's bound to happen. You know,
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
Yeah. So, Terry, last question as we wrap up this
Mm.
chat here. It's been nearly 10 years. Would you want to see another attempt at an Assassin's Creed, either movie or TV show?
We were talking earlier about Batman, and
Mhm.
um, I'm not sure how you felt about the Batman, Robert Pattinson's
Right.
version. If they did something, I liked it. I liked the Batman. If they
Yeah,
did
yeah, me too.
something as just dark, like
Mm,
lean into the broody, lean
yeah,
into the dark, lean into the edge lord of it all.
sure, sure.
Um, at least there will be a vision there. If they did something like that, I'm on board.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think I I I personally think this could be better as a TV show,
Okay.
just because I think you could peel back layers to the characters, like, in a weekly format. I think it would give the audience something to look forward to when, like, say, the end of an episode is, um, the assassin is just starting to, like, kind of synchronize with his, like, ancestor. You could really there's a lot you can do, and I think, like, a stealthy, like, noir almost type show, like, you
Oh
could
yeah, yeah.
really, like, you could feel the atmosphere,
Yeah, I like that vision. Is this
and
going on the CW?
yes, yes.
Oh, man.
CW, you're gonna cast Timothy Chalamet,
Ah, there it is.
and it's gonna be great. It's gonna do numbers.
Chris Pratt plays the Abstergo jailer and, whatever, just bring him in. One more IP for you, Chris and
That's
Timothy.
right.
Would you, does this would you wanna play an Assassin's Creed game after watching this movie, Pat?
You know, legitimately, I think it does, only because I'm like, there's gotta be more to this franchise.
Yeah,
Like, there's gotta be a reason why this is a successful franchise, and this movie certainly is not it. So
sure.
it almost does the reverse of what it should, and, like, it makes me morbidly curious, you
It
know?
ha it has to be better than this, right?
There's gotta be a reason people love this franchise.
Listen, man, the teenage boys love Assassin's Creed, so
I love it. I
I
love it.
love it. But yeah, man, this was fun.
Yeah.
There has to be movies like this that are just, we got to dunk on them. And you know what?
Oh, for
Sometimes
sure.
this is the most fun because this
Oh,
is
yeah.
whatever. There are bad movies out there.
My wife and I have a pastime of watching bad movies and TV shows,
Hmm.
and it can create some of the most fun. I think, final thoughts.
Yeah,
I think this is a movie that fits into the category of, like, it's so bad it's not funny. Which, like, if
yeah,
you're gonna make a bad movie, you want it to at least be funny so that
yeah.
it's still entertaining,
Uh-huh. I could agree with
and th
that.
and this just didn't do it.
Yeah, you can. You, I want to say you can tell it wanted to be good too, but I don't even know that. So,
Yeah, no, but, like, it takes itself seriously,
uh
and
huh.
I think the bad movies that don't take themselves seriously are at least like, okay, like, we at some point in this podcast are gonna rewatch the '90s Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh
That's
yes.
a bad movie, but it knows it's a bad movie, and I'm so excited for when we get there.
Oh, and it's just a matter of time. It's when, not if.
Yeah, right,
I'm
for
so
sure.
excited. Yes. Count me in.
Ugh. Alright, well, Terry, this has been fun. I hope all you out there having fun keeping along with us. If you liked the Assassin's Creed games, or if you even like the Assassin's Creed movie, let us
Mm,
know. Tell us
mhm.
why. Like, genuinely, like, tell me why. I really love an explanation behind it.
I need to know.
I need to know. Um, we'll be back in about 2 weeks, is when we're releasing these.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. Yep, yep, yep.
But the next episode we are going to do is the first season of The Last of Us.
I'm
So
very excited.
join us on the journey. Thank you and have a good night.
Good night.